You guys played like Bowling Green or somebody.
No.
Yeah.
No, the first time. I'm saying it in Seattle. Weren't you at the game?
Yes,
No, or did
we're
you
going to
leave?
get to that in a second.
Okay, sorry.
Stay with me on Sue's Places.
My bad.
Honestly, you want to know my favorite part about going to Iowa? Like I said, you helped film Sue's Places. Thank you for that. After the game, so I was able to stick around, catch a game. It was that. So actually, that was
Poor Bowling Green.
your senior. Yeah, poor Bowling Green. That was your senior year. Yeah. So that was the second time I'm seeing you in person. Right.
And, I'm just very thankful for that because not everybody has that. So, and both my brothers played basketball in high school. People always ask them if they can beat me one-on-one, and they always say yes, but they know deep down that that's not true.
Of course.
It's actually hilarious because both my brothers did not have much offensive skill, and they were like defensive stoppers. Like they were picking up full court. Like they loved defense. They were aggressive.
So you're used to that.
Yes. So we were like opposite, but they like to think they can guard me, but they can't.
One of the things you talked about again on Sue's Places was because I asked you about like your shooting and your form and all that stuff. And I know your dad was like a big part of that. Coached you young, helped you with your form, wouldn't let you shoot threes even though you wanted to. Didn't want you to mess things up. It sounds like your mom, I was going to, make some dumb joke about does your mom get credit for your passing? But it sounds like your mom.
My mom's definitely like the competitive side of my family.
It sounds like your mom.
My mom's dad was a high school football coach and like a bunch of my mom's siblings played sports and all of that. But my mom is definitely like the feisty, like super competitive. Not that my dad wasn't. My dad played basketball and baseball in college. But like everybody that meets my dad is like, your dad is so chill. Like he's just such a chill guy and like relaxed and like he really is. But when he was playing, he had that same competitive spirit. And like even his high school coach who comes to a lot of my games or did when I was in high school and college. And even now he's like, man, I see so much of your dad in you. But my dad is just very chill. Now my mom is definitely the really feisty one. And people that sit next to my mom at games are like, man, she's so into it and so competitive. But like sports have always been a big part of, not only my life, but my parents' life growing up. Like that's all like, sports and like winning is what you wanted to do. And, I definitely get probably the really competitive, fiery aspect from my mom's side.
And you had 22-8.
At half?
You had 22-8 at half, and you're only up 5. But here's my question. Crazy. A lot of people have 22-8 in a game like that, and they finish with like 24-9. Mm-hmm. Like that is so just hard. A classic. Yeah.
And even professionally, like coming out of the locker room, it's like, I hate halftime sometimes.
So how did you keep it going? That's the question.
I think were we winning or losing at halftime?
You were up 5.
We were up.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I feel like I was so locked in, like, over that 2-year stretch of my career. And honestly, especially when we get into postseason play in college, like, nothing was stopping me at the end of the day. Yeah. Like, we were going to win. Yeah. Like, that was just what was going to happen. And, like, for me, like, I don't know, I feel like there was, like, this just, like, constant belief like within our team and our locker room and our coaches. Like we had worked so hard for that moment, and also the year prior we like got upset to Creighton on our home court, and like I feel like that was kind of the fire that we needed to like be able to accomplish what we wanted to accomplish. Until that point, like we had been like we just won all the time. Like we won the Big Ten tournament, we won the Big Ten regular season title. Like nothing was really like we hadn't really like hit adversity, and I feel like we hit adversity my sophomore year. And so like Steph was like came up to me at the end of the quarter and was like, hey, like be aware of the clock. And like she's right. Like those are the moments like you can't get like so in the zone and so like fixated on like I'm shooting this, I'm like doing this. Like I should have just came down and shot it. Like I'd already made 3. Like it's either gonna go in or it's not. And then
I love 2-for-1s.
Yeah,
it's like a free
2-for-1s.
You're like
best.
I had to do it.
It drives me nuts when people don't do 2-for-1s.
I know, but when you're getting the first of the 2,
yeah. So I think it's just time to score. Like, yeah, it's a free shot.
Yeah, I had to do it.
It's a free shot, even if it's a bad shot. It's like I had to do it. Like I had to.
Exactly.
So I think it's time and score. I think it's like also like how many have you made? Like also like it's different for everybody. Like it might be a good shot for me. It might not be a good shot for one of my teammates.
Yeah, no, that's the balance.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
Like,
and
knowing
like,
that about
that
yourself.
probably like makes it hard for coaches too. Like how do you tell somebody like, oh, she can shoot that, but you can't? Like, but that's just reality.
Paid the big bucks. That's why they get paid the big bucks.
Yeah.
Big bucks.
So
okay, so you kind of got me to basically like the start of your WNBA career. You technically leave a year of eligibility on the table.
Maybe I can go back with all this new college stuff.
Soccer.
Yeah, play soccer.
What do you remember? Indiana gets the number 1 pick. What do you remember just about draft night? Like, is it a blur? Do you have like a...
I remember when the draft lottery happened, actually.
You do? Okay. Because that was like, I actually looked it up before this.
It was between like Indiana and who was the other team that had the second best odds?
No, I don't remember second best. I know LA had the second pick.
Maybe it was LA. Okay. I think LA had like the second best odds to get the first pick.
Okay.
So it's probably like between one of those two teams that were going to get the first pick.
And then maybe Chicago?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't remember. But I didn't want to go to LA.
Okay.
But I wanted Indiana to get the first pick.
So them getting the first pick, I feel like you would have left college regardless, but this was like,
I probably
okay,
would have,
sure.
but at the time, I was definitely still up in the air, like
so
early in my senior year.
Okay.
And then I was like, eventually a senior year kind of went on. I was like, this just needs to be the end. Like, what is there more for me to do here? Like, it's time for me to like start a new chapter of my life. Like, I've done plenty here, like whatever. And I think Indiana was a good spot for me to start my, professional career.
Why do you think that?
I'm a Midwest gal.
Okay.
I think the franchise was in a place of like having the type of core players that like could help make me successful too. Like we have AB, we had Kels was here, Lex was here, and I think that was really attractive. So I think it was that, and then I remember like so I knew for a while. And I didn't really tell anyone. I told, like, Connor knew. But other than that, like, my parents kind of knew. But they never, like, really pushed. And, like, I kind of, like, told them, like, how I was feeling, what I was thinking. And it was always, like, I'm going to continue to think about it. Like, that's kind of what I told everybody. Even Coach Bluter, like, we would kind of go back and forth. And obviously, like, that was hard because, like, Coach Bluter, like, she wanted me to come back. Like, that was her job, like, to get her best player back on her roster. Like, anybody would have done that. But at the same time, like, when I made my final decision, obviously she was very happy for me. But then like I decided and I obviously told, my close circle of people. And then I remember I wanted to make sure I announced it before senior day because I didn't want to go through senior day and like there'd just be like this looming big question mark of like, is this really senior day? Is it not? That wasn't fair to myself or to my teammates that were also trying to celebrate senior day. Like I didn't want it to be about that. And I knew deep down. So like, why wouldn't I just decide and like tell people? So I remember I had like my post all drafted up and then I just like went to the range to hit golf balls and I just like posted it and then I like kind of put my phone down and obviously like it blew up and whatever. But I think like a lot of people close to me and around me like kind of knew that that's what was coming and that was what's going to be what happened. And and then draft night, I guess that whole thing is kind of a blur because obviously, we make it to the national championship. I go back to Iowa for literally a day. Then I go to LA. Then I go to New York. And, like, you have so many obligations and so many things to do. And then, like, you get drafted. And then the next morning, you're on Good Morning America. And then you fly to Indianapolis to, like, meet everybody at your new organization. Like, it's just a lot. It's a lot to take in. And it all kind of just happened so fast. But in a way, I'm kind of thankful for that because, like, at the same time, you can't, like, really, like, understand the moment. And you're just kind of in it and you're just doing what you do. And then you're just thrown into the fire and you go play.
Yeah. So when you get out to Indiana to, like, start training camp starts. Sometimes those training camps can be hard because it's just, like, a lot of learning, a lot of newness.
It is, yeah.
Who, like, helped you the most just kind of, like, through the training camp? Help, like, adjust to this new life?
I mean, I think there was a lot of people. And I feel like very fortunate to have been drafted to, the Fever. Like, everybody was so great. Like, Lynn Dunn, she was the one that drafted me. Like, she, like, always was checking in on me, like, always texted me. And she still does. Like, even though she's not our GM, she still comes to all our practices. And even this year, texts me all the time, make sure I'm doing okay. And, like, how can she help me? Or, she's thinking of me. And, all my teammates were really good from the moment I got drafted. Like, Edub to Lexi to, AB, whoever it was, like they've always been like, right there for me and some of my biggest fans. And
because of that, like it's never off. Then you're traveling. Of course, that brings a whole other thing. I did joke that napping was also a part of
sleeping. It's
part
our
of the job.
Like,
I gotta be rest. Someone else is napping.
Sleep is
I gotta
the
be
best recovery.
But it is true that like those extra hours when you're injured are really the hardest part. So
they are.
Like, how are you staying right now? You've been out a bunch of games. How are you staying patient?